Wealth, yoga, wine. Welcome to my podcast. This is Valerie Hale. Wealth has nothing to do with what's in your bank account. Wealth is a mindset. Wealth begins with what you are grateful for already. We have an abundance of friends, an abundance of relationships, an abundance of health, memories. Wealth is a great vocation, a career. Now, Proctor and Mary Morrissey will certainly help you obtain wealth, but you must start with simply being grateful to get that whole genre kicking into your system. Proctor and Mary Morrissey have joined together to do a really cool program called Magic in Your Mind. It is about our 6 innate gifts, our mental faculties, and it teaches you how to develop, in essence, these muscles. It is imagination. They are imagination, intuition, will, memory, reason, and perception. Napoleon Hill says, if you fail to control your own mind, you can be sure you will control nothing else. Your mind is a divine estate, Mary Morrissey says. How do you control your mind? What you're really doing, in essence, is controlling your thoughts. I know millions of us are experiencing through this pandemic this downward spiral of negative thoughts. Thoughts become things, as I've said before and others say. How do you stop these negative thoughts? The first step, and all of this is so difficult, it's taken me several years to do this. Notice what you're thinking. When you hear your inner voice saying you can't, you shouldn't, I wouldn't, stop that and say, what would I really, really love to have happen in my life? What kind of life do I deserve? Practice that, and the way you practice that, again, is becoming grateful for what you already have. In Mary Morrissey and Bob Proctor's program, Magic in Your Mind, they specifically address how to take control, and the first step is with your imagination. Let me give an example of how to control your thoughts with something that is going on in my life. I own a big piece of property in Hudson Valley, New York, 40 acres and 3 houses. About 16 years ago, I took the circa 1900 farmhouse, renovated it into a lovely bed and breakfast called the Petit Chateau Inn. I was already working 80 hours in the French wine industry. I did not need another 40-hour. But I got this bee in my bonnet. After about 10 or 12 years, and it was highly successful, I realized I'm done with this. Time to close these doors. I'm ready for another adventure. However, it's taking longer than I would like for it to sell. And I realized after another few years, about 13 years into running the inn and working full-time in the wine industry, I was growing to despise my property and the inn. One of the things that Bob and Mary teach us is how to envision the life you really want. And it was difficult for me. It would change a lot. I realized, however, that I really wanted to sell everything I own in New York and move to a beachfront community. I didn't feel back then that I could control the sale of my property, but I could control moving. I literally woke up in one August 2.5 years ago, and I said to myself, I'm moving. I'm going to find a beachfront community that I will love. 2.5 years later, I am living in Gulfport, Florida. I am thrilled. I told the tenants I will make sure you get snow plowed and that the lawn will be mowed. The inn was operating very part-time for the first year, and I finally decided it's just going to be a residential rental. What happened was I listened to my intuition, and my intuition said, you need to get the heck out of New York. What happened when I moved to Gulfport, my heart opened and my mind opened to the point where I now love my property. And when I write in my affirmations and my grateful journal, I write now that the new owners of my property love everything about it. They love the location, they love the land, they love the pond, they love the rentals, they love the income from the rentals, they love the inn. The new owners of my property are thrilled to have this property because it's always been a dream come true for them. They always wanted acreage and rental income. You hear the difference? I don't despise my property. I love my property. You can hear that in the whole aspect that I am attracting now through my vibration, the right owners of my property. I can promise you they're coming this year, spring or summer. That's what this is about controlling your mind, controlling your thoughts. Magic in your mind. That's how it works. Kundalini Yoga. How many of you are waking up in the middle of the night and having trouble falling back to sleep? Maybe you're worried about the pandemic, your career, the lack of a job. Maybe your pets are waking you up like my Siamese did the other morning. There is a breath that you can do, you can practice. It's called left nostril breathing. You put either your finger or your thumb on your right nostril. You breathe in deeply through your left. When I say breathe in deeply, you're breathing down to your belly button, basically. We don't really breathe correctly. And I do this. My breath stops at about my chest level if I'm not paying attention to breathing deep. The reason you want to breathe deeper because it brings oxygen to your brain. Studies have shown that this is one of the reasons children have temper tantrums. They simply aren't breathing correctly, and they panic. They push the panic button. You can teach this breath to your children. Left nostril breathing. You put your pointer finger or your thumb on your right nostril and breathe in deeply through your left nostril. If you go to my website, chevalerie.us, CHEZ Valerie, VALERIE.us. Click on Wealth. You'll see the programs from Mary and Bob, and you'll click on Yoga. It'll take you straight to Hara Prakash. She's my virtual Kundalini Yoga teacher, and click on to her site. You can sign up for classes. Her YouTube channel is free, but she understands the economic crisis with the pandemic, and you can take her classes for free. Now, I do suggest that generosity, do a donation. Don't take advantage of someone who's helping all of us. Wine. I am so excited to share with you one of my favorite stores, Liquorama in Hyde Park, New York, just promoted through an email this amazing Portuguese red wine. Portuguese wines are one of the best values out there, and I think they're one of the best wines made, period. Can you believe this from a Francophile? The varietals that the Portuguese use in their wines are the same varietals that they use in their ports. Ports are very heady and unctuous, big and bold wines. Therefore, you're looking at the varietals Touriga Nacional, Tinto Rorez, Tinto Barraca. Those are not tannic grapes either, meaning you can have them with nice Mediterranean foods. They're easy wines to have before dinner, before lunch, and then it goes into dinner. They are beautiful wines that pair with your tomato sausage, your olives, manchego cheese. I don't even eat cheese any longer, but if I could get manchego, love that. Portuguese wines, I cannot pronounce this name. I know, well, I can pronounce Casa. The middle one is Ferreirinha, I don't know, Esteva. So if you reach out to Hyde Park, Liquorama in New York, order this wine by the case. It's $10.99, folks. Bring this in for a landing. Magic in Your Mind is a really cool program. When you go to my website, jvalerie.us, you click on Wealth. There are 2 master programs that you can take for free, and I will share with you at the end of both programs, Bob and Mary are enticing you to invest in a longer program. Obviously, you don't have to do that. And if you get out of the program, but you change your mind and you do want to invest in yourself, I have a quick link to order one of those programs on my website. Magic in Your Mind is an audio program. I have uploaded the first lesson for imagination. You can click on that for free. They don't have a masterclass in Magic in Your Mind, but it's such a cool program. When you invest in these programs, they are yours for the rest of your life. You own them. So you can study these programs every day, whenever you want. To me, that's what it's all about, is having access to this information. Left nostril breathing. Teach this to your kids. Seriously, it's such a cool technique to calm down. And for adults, if we are worrying in the middle of the night, just do it for 30 seconds, a minute, and you'll go back to sleep. Portuguese wines, Liquorama, Hyde Park, New York. If you need more information, go to my website, send me an email. Merci beaucoup et au revoir.